Today, a Christian asks, what would Jesus do in today's world? Pastor Frank?
Well, what would Jesus do? Everything that Jesus taught was talking about perfection. He always wanted us to live in the heavenly will of God. Everything he taught. If you look at the Beatitudes and as you go on, everything that he teaches, all of the examples were not to live in the ways of the world. And if you remember what he said to Nicodemus when he wanted to be, asking about being born again, how could a person be born again? And Jesus said, you, a teacher of the Jews, and you don't understand this. In other words, even the educated leaders didn't understand about living in God's heavenly will, living in that Christian perfection that we should all desire to live in. And so what would Jesus do? Jesus would eliminate those things that he when he was alive on earth, rather than in spiritual form and physical form. He may have eaten honey, he may have eaten dairy products. Well, today, those animals suffer and die at an early age. And the way we treat things, even the bees, all of the insecticides that we use, they're changing colonies all the time, and thousands of bees, millions of bees are dying every day. And those aren't recorded because of the honey business and of pollination, because the hives get contaminated. So he would eliminate that. He wouldn't touch those things that are there. There's plenty of other things. We want to sweeten, we can use stevia. We could use vegan sugar. We could use different things that bring us into the world that does not harm, cause any pain or suffering or death. And that's what Jesus would do. So he would live, in my opinion, a vegan lifestyle. Now, not a vegan diet alone, but a vegan lifestyle. That's not using animals. In other words, people rode on animals back in those days. He rode on a donkey when he entered Jerusalem. That wouldn't happen today. We wouldn't use an animal that the animal didn't want to use. In other words, if we have a friend of an animal, and I saw a video the other day about a whale that came up to a fellow that operated a whale watching, and because he would pick the lice off the head of the whale, and the whale used to come to him to pick the lice off. So those kind of things would be acceptable, but not to use an animal in something that they don't want. It wouldn't be us having to be the alpha. We would be the companions. And that's the way Jesus would live. And I hope that answers your question. Amen.